Hi dear students. So before we discussed about the meeting and the types of meetings, now today let us discuss about proxy and the quorum. What exactly is proxy? I told you that while conducting the meetings, it is mandatory for all the board of members or the committee of the board to attend. So however, for whatever the reasons, if any of the directors are not able to attend the meeting, then on their behalf they can appoint or designate a particular member of a company to act as a proxy to attend the general meeting and vote in place of that member. So this is proxy. Indirectly we can say a proxy is a person who is designated by a member of a company. That means a person who is actively participating or executing as a director of a company, then he can designate a person as a proxy to attend the general meeting on his behalf. So a proxy is appointed shall have same right as the member. So whatever the board member has a right, the proxy also will hold the same right. This is about a proxy. And the statutory provisions are in section 324 to section 331 speaks about the proxies. And the section 136 of the Companies Act 1963 provides any member of a company entitled to attend and vote at a meeting of the company shall be entitled to appoint another person. This another person is called as a proxy. So it is not mandatory that he has to be a member. He can also maybe or may not be a member of the board. But however, the person who is appointing another person as a proxy must and should be a member of the board according to section 136 of Companies Act. Now let us see about the role and rules of proxy. A proxy is an agent legally authorized to act on behalf of another party. Here another party we can call it as another board member. So he is legally authorized to execute the duties in the board of meeting in the place of a director's absence. And the proxy may also allow an investor to vote without being physically present at the annual shareholders meeting. So when the investor or the director is out of the town or not attending the board meeting, then proxy will allow the person to cast the vote indirectly, maybe through a phone call or a video call during the shareholders annual meeting. Then management ensures the ownership interests are fully represented by encouraging the shareholders who are unable to attend the annual meetings to vote by proxies. The management also takes the ownership and it completely takes the interest in full support to the shareholders who are actually unable to attend the annual meetings to vote by proxy. That means the management and the other shareholders will also encourage and support the proxy to vote. Then proxy voting simply allows the shareholders to use their votes through a third party without the need to attend the meeting. So as I already discussed this point in the previous one, so the proxy will indirectly make the person to contest the vote or to give the vote in their absence or not even attending the meeting. A proxy can speak at the meeting and vote on a show of hands as well as on the poll. He can raise a hand simply or he can even put a poll. So he can also give his voting by raising his hand as well as on a poll basis. And he also has a right to speak in the meeting on behalf of the investor or a shareholder. If a member has appointed a proxy and then attends and votes at the meeting, his or her presence will automatically cancel the authority given to the proxy. Suppose, for example, suddenly the main person, the director or shareholder, can able to attend the meeting. Then that person will have a right or a authority to cancel the proxy to participate in the meeting. This is possible only when the main person, the main director or the shareholder of the board attends the meeting. And the shareholder must lodge the appointment of the proxy no later than 48 hours prior to the meeting. So the shareholder or the investor or the director has a right to inform about the proxy attending the meeting prior to the meeting of 48 hours. Then proxies can be revoked at any time before the vote is taken. This can be by only the primary shareholder or the primary director of the board. So he can be cancelled or revoked. Now let us see about the quorum. According to the Companies Act 2013, quorum is the minimum number of directors that is considered to be necessary to attend the board of meeting. So the Companies Act says 1/3 of the total strength of directors or two directors, whichever is higher, must and should attend the meeting. A quorum is nothing but the minimum number of the members who has to attend the meeting. Who are they and how many of them are attending the meeting is generally a quorum, with according to the Companies Act 2013. So it is stating two directors, the total strength of the directors or 1/3 of the total strength of directors or two directors, whichever is higher according to Companies Act, must be present in the board of meeting. And this quorum includes the directors who are participating in the board meeting through video conferencing or by the other audio-visual means. So it is not mandatory that this 1/3 or the two directors must be present in the board personally. They can also attend this through the video conferencing or audio-visual. Let us see the exception to the quorum. No board meeting could take place without a quorum. So the quorum is primary essential for conducting a meeting, like how many members are attending, who are they, what are their positions in the company. All this is nothing but the quorum. This has to be informed prior conducting the board meeting. However, due to certain circumstances beyond the control of the company or directors, the number of directors may be reduced below the minimum quorum. So we discussed that minimum 1/3 or two directors must be present. However, for any of the certain reasons, if this number is less, the reason for reduction could be a death registration. This is resignation, guys, not registration. Resignation, removal, or automatic vacancy or disqualification. Suppose suddenly if any mishappening, the death happens of a director, then 1/3 people may not attend the meeting. So this is one of the exception. It should be very much legally approved to avail this exception of the quorum. Suddenly, if any person resigns or removed from the company, or if any death happens, only in such exceptions, the number can be less in the board meeting. In the quorum. A single director cannot hold a meeting for any purpose. So this provision applies only if the number of directors is reduced to 1. If there are only 2 continuing directors on the board, the condition of the quorum is fulfilled and this exception will not be applicable. So if there are only 2 members in the board and one is dead or one is removed, then one person cannot continue the board meeting. So this exception is not possible when the board of directors are only 2. However, when 1/3 directors are there, this exception is possible. Now let us see what is quorum required for general meeting. 5 members must be present as on the date of the meeting and 15 members present if as on the date of the meeting there are more than 1,000 members. So it depends, guys. If the number is more than 1,000, then it must be 15. If the members does not exceed 1,000, then it must be 5 members attending. And if the total members are 5,000, then 30 members must be present in the quorum for public companies. And for private companies, regardless of the number of members, 2 members must be present for the quorum to be met for meeting. And according to section 174, quorum required for board of meeting are given in this points. So 1/3 of total number of the directors are 2 directors, whichever is higher. That is the rule number 1. And the directors are not physically present, so they can even attend the meetings through video conferences. And section 174 of subsection 2, in the case where the quorum for a board meeting is not present, the directors may only take 2 courses of action. That is the fixed for the quorum, or they may act to summon a general meeting. Summon means cancelling or changing the meeting. So in the section 174 of subsection 2 states, the quorum for a board of meeting is not, in case if the quorum for the board meeting is not present, under